Rooflines. This is Rooflines, where I bring to you commercial roofing. Let's jump right into it. What's in my bag? So, what is in my backpack? Whenever I get up on a roof and I'm doing a core sample, a lot of my contractors, they basically want to duplicate what I have in my backpack so that they can go out, do their own core cuts, and they just can make sure that they have everything within if I'm not available. I always carry a backpack. Backpack is really good because it allows your hands to be free whenever you're going up the ladder. I highly recommend a backpack. The red bag is for any of the other tools that I don't normally bring up on the roof the first time, but I do want to have it with me just in case I need to come back down and grab some more stuff to continue doing the cores. Okay, let's move forward. Why do I have 2 pieces of EPS? Well, those are basically my knee pads that I carry up in my backpack. So we're going to be going over everything that's in my backpack first. Utility knife. Definitely need a utility knife. If you get up on a single ply roof, it is always best to cut it in an L shape. That way you can put your core cutter, pull the flat back, put the core cutter on your insulation, and start coring down all the way to your decking substrate. You always want to get to the deck, the substrate. Now, what happens if you have too much insulation and now your core has hit rock bottom and you still have not yet hit the deck? Well, that's when we bring out our it is a sheetrock cutter that I like to use whenever cutting into that polyiso, EPS, XPS, could be wood fiber, Fesco, anything like that. That's for that type of job. Now, you're gonna want to cut it in a lot bigger of an area to where you can fit in your handles of the core so that you have enough room to work that core down all the way to the deck. Now, if this isn't going to be enough, I like to have one of these. Gotta be really careful with this because you don't want to cut all the way down into your gyp deck, your Tectum deck. If it's a plywood deck, you definitely don't want to cut into that. That's why I always start here and find out where that deck is. Then you can get a lot more aggressive with this piece of equipment right here. Always have extra blades with you as well. Now, this, I actually jumped ahead of myself. This goes in this bag. I don't take this up with me initially, so I will go back down and get that if I know that this is not enough. Next, safety glasses. Always have these if you're going to be using one of these or even a drill. Always want to protect your eyes. In my bag, I also have replacement blades for my utility knife. Chalk. Chalk's very important because if I'm walking around the roof doing a bunch of cores, actually, if I'm using the drill and I have my drill bits going in where I'm checking the depth of the roof, you definitely want to be able to circle any of those marks. This goes in my backpack. Tin snips. You might get a hold of something underneath that roof, whether it's a tin tab, a plate, another piece of flashing metal that you need to get out of the way. You should definitely have some tin snips there. I always like to have a couple of pairs of pliers also, just in case we need to grab something and pull it out of there. Like to have these as well. These, however, go in the red bag. I do carry a hammer with me in my backpack. The hammer is used for a couple of different reasons. If I'm on a tar and gravel roof, The aggregate, the little pieces of gravel, I always like to get those out of the way first. Okay, get them out of the way first. Before I apply my core cutter down and cut through all of those plies. Another smart thing to have on whenever you're pulling that aggregate out of the way is your safety glasses. If you don't have your safety glasses, you could get some coal tar pitch into your eyes, and that does not feel good at all. Hammer time. Whenever you get to a good depth with your core and you don't really know what the deck is, you can sometimes determine what it is with your hammer and your screwdriver, because you will definitely know if it's a structural concrete deck. You will definitely know if you're hitting into metal. That way you can get deep into that core and figure that out. So that's why you have a screwdriver and your hammer also. Why in the world do I have a little broom and a little dustpan in my bag? And this is in my backpack. This is actually to clean the area off before I do the core.
Like home plate, you know? Hey, better.
How novel.
Clean the area off before I do the repair. Ultra 19, Carnac Ultra 19. This goes on a wet surface. So if you have cored the roof and you hit a geyser, you got water coming out all over the place, you definitely want to have this in your bag. A few tubes, Ultra 19. This can also be used whenever you're brooming up some loose granules to put on your repair for your core. That way, first of all, nobody can see where you cored. Secondly, nobody walks right over it and gets it all over their feet. You can also use it for the gravel, a tar and gravel repair, so that you can put that gravel right back into place. That's why I have a little dustpan. Most people laugh at my little dustpan, but that's okay. I don't mind being laughed at. Tape measure. Tape measures to measure the depth of the core. Why do you want to know how far it is all the way down to that decking substrate? Well, I'll tell you why. You need to know how long those screws are going to be if you're doing a recover. You also need to know how thick that insulation is, or all of that roofing. That can help you figure out how many loads of dumpsters you're going to fill up to get all of that trash out of there. If you think it's only 2 inches and it's actually 6 to 10 inches of insulation, that is a lot more truckloads of dumpster loads full of trash. Make sure you core, make sure you know what your deck is, okay? Make sure you know the depth. You gotta make sure of all of that, guys. Flat bar. Why do I need a flat bar? Well, if you have cut your first layer of roof down to your insulation, and then you hit a tar and gravel roof, well, you're gonna have to get that gravel out of the way before you use your core. It just makes it a lot easier. Those core cutters get dull very easily once you use them over and over again. So it's a really good idea to have that flat bar to clean out all that aggregate at the bottom of that core cut that you just did, so that you can continue coring down. What else we got here? Membrane. Like to have some membrane so we can 3-course. If it's a repair, because we're talking about coring here, guys. You're not just up there doing repairs on the roof. These are the core cuts that you've done that you have to repair before you get off that roof, because you do not want any leaks to occur after you have already done your assessment of the roof, because you're coring. So you can have your Ultra 19, your membrane, 3-course it in there, and now you've got a good repair. Oh, notebook. Why would I need a notebook? Well, you got to take notes on the roof sometimes. You're going to take multiple core cuts. You're going to have multiple different depths. have your cell phone there, take your picture, make a note, make good notes, guys. This will help you whenever you're bidding, in your bidding process. All of this is in this backpack right here. This is not, remember, this is in this bag over here. The drill is in this bag over here as well, because once you start getting into layers, and then you have a lot of insulation, and then you could be hitting a structural concrete, you could be hitting a lightweight concrete over metal, Tectum deck, lightweight over gyp or just regular gyp deck. You're going to want to have a screw and your screw gun to go down into that core to see whenever you hit that deck. You want to be able to check all the depths. This right here, you're going to be walking around the roof because you could experience different deck types all over the same roofing surface. So make sure you have a whole bunch of screws, all different lengths. Your drill, excuse me. Did I talk gloves yet? Make sure you have gloves. Guys, if you don't have gloves, you're going to tear up your hands. I always wear my gloves. What are these for? Yep, that's right. Spreading around your Ultra 19 after you've done that patch. Make sure that you have a trowel. Do some professional repairs, guys. Don't just put the cookie up there in a little bitty mound and expect for it to be okay. Gloves. Latex gloves. Now I have another bucket in my truck with latex gloves, a little paintbrush. Little paintbrush is for my primer. What do I use my primer with? Well, I got EPDM primer, latex gloves to protect my hands, brush to apply the primer. In my truck, remember, I'm not going to carry this in my backpack. Weathered membrane cleaner. If you come across an EPDM roof, you're going to need to clean the roof off before doing any kind of core cuts, because you do not want that black carbon to mess with your repair and then you have any leaks. Weathered membrane cleaner, primer, lap sealant, scissors, cured and uncured EPDM membrane. I have white and black, okay? Sometimes I only have white, sometimes I only have black. It just matters. It just matters what I picked up from the distributor that day, what they have in stock, or what I have in my bag, what's in my bag. So you take your cured EPDM, cut it up, make sure you round the corners, clean it, prime it, peel it, stick it. Now let's back up. Once again, we're using this to cut the roof. Okay, this is not going to cut a small section. You're going to have to do a large repair. It's going to be in a horseshoe. That way you could have gotten it big enough to do your core cut all the way down. Okay, this far down into the roof. You've already cleaned it off with your flat bar, and then you've cored it even further to find out what type of deck you have. Now the repair. You're putting everything back together. You've cleaned off your EPDM roof. Now you're going to do your horseshoe with your cured flashing. At these corners of your cured flashing, make sure you put uncured right there wherever they overlap. That way you get a good repair. Have to have the lap sealant. Put the lap sealant around the uncured portion. If you're up there cutting into roof, guys, you're gonna have to do the repair properly. That's only gonna help you in the bidding process. To get the job right, you have to do the repair right. These are all the things that I have in my bag. These are down actually on the ground in the truck, along with this and that. one thing that's really important to have. I'm not expecting everyone to go out and buy one of these tomorrow, but telling the different deck types, okay? You're gonna have to have a pull tester. Why you need a pull tester? You need a pull tester because if you drill this screw all the way in and you hit a metal deck, you're not gonna be able to just pull that out. Sometimes you have screwed it in so much that you're having trouble backing it out. Another reason you have your flat bar is to hold on to that screw, okay? And you're gonna pull it out in that manner. Now, you ran into lightweight concrete, you ran into a structural steel deck, 20 gauge, 22 gauge. You wanna see if you get good pulls out of there also. I was on a roof. All the roofers thought that were up there with me that they had screwed into a metal deck. I told them that I didn't think it was metal. Got the pull tester out because we couldn't pull the fastener out, and it pulled smooth out. It was a chip deck. Gotta be careful, guys. You gotta know what's up there on the roofs. Also get into the buildings, look up at that ceiling, see if you can see what kind of deck that is. A couple other pieces of equipment that I have in my truck, not necessarily in that bag, it's in this bucket over here. There are brushes. Brushes to clean. If your roof is dirty, let's say an EPDM roof, I know I keep talking about EPDM roofs, but I've been on a lot of them lately. You want to use your weathered membrane cleaner and some scrub brushes, get all that carbon off, get it really nice and clean, and you can do your repair with your cured or uncured membrane. Guys, I hope this has been very helpful. Once you come off that roof, definitely want to clean your hands with some Carna Clean. That gets your hands really clean, especially if you're dealing with tar and gravel roofs. You've got a bunch of this Ultra 19 all over your hands, all over your clothes. If you go home, you can actually put this on your clothes before you put it in your washing machine. It comes right out. Another thing that I like to have is some samples, some cardboard, some sort of something to put underneath your membrane. If you're cutting open that EPDM roof, that TPO roof, you don't want it to be lower than the rest of the roof once you're through with the repair. So I always like sliding this underneath that cut just to bring it up level, and then we put our patch on there. Now those cured and uncured EPDMs can go on a TPO or an EPDM roof. Don't try that on PVC. PVC roof, you're better off using, oh, hey, I forgot. Clean this up a little bit around here. One other thing you need in your truck. Guys, make sure you have rags. You gotta have some rags to clean up that roof, clean up your hands, okay? Then, also, Carnaflex WB. You can put this on any surface, whether it's a built-up roof, tar and gravel roof, smooth surface, built up. You can also put it on TPO, PVC, EPDM. I suggest 3-coursing any of your repairs, even on a metal roof. It is a great product to use for your repairs. Remember, guys, we're talking about coring the roofs. We're talking about getting up there, getting a good assessment of what is the roof made of so that you can give a proper repair estimate or a proper replacement estimate if it's got to be completely torn off or if you're doing a layover. Guys, commercial roofing, there's a lot to learn, but I'm here to help. This is Rooflines. I'm Jay Rodriguez, Raise the V, Carnac Cements and Coatings. We'll see you next time. Please like my videos. Please subscribe. We'll see you later.